The studio lights dimmed one by one as the production crew packed their equipment. Another 14-hour day filming the Pinnacle luxury brand commercial had wrapped. Elena Harper, 28 and perpetually invisible, moved quietly among the departing crowd, collecting abandoned coffee cups and organizing discarded call sheets. "Amazing work today, everyone," called the director, already halfway out the door. "Especially you, Jasmine." That last take was perfection. Lena smiled politely as the model flipped her hair and accepted the praise with practiced grace. Was how it always worked. The beautiful people in front of the camera received adulation, while people like Elena faded into the background. "Good night, Ms. Harper," said Benjamin, the security guard. "Don't stay too late." "Just need to finish a few things," Elena replied, her voice barely above a whisper. When the heavy studio door closed behind Benjamin, Elena exhaled, finally alone. The silence felt like a gift after the chaos of filming. She connected her phone to the studio speakers, scrolling until she found her playlist labeled "Just for Me." The opening notes of an old Florence and the Machine song filled the empty space. Elena glanced at the equipment. The camera seemed powered down, the recording lights dark. She took a deep breath and let her shoulders drop. She began to sway, tentatively at first, then with growing confidence. Her movements evolved from simple steps to spins that sent her long brown hair flying around her face. She hummed along, then sang quietly, her voice growing stronger with each verse. What Lena didn't know was that the main camera hadn't been fully shut down, its recording light disabled during maintenance earlier that day, nor did she realize that Adrian Cole, the 35-year-old billionaire CEO who had commissioned the entire campaign, had returned to retrieve his forgotten tablet. Adrian paused in the shadowed doorway, transfixed. On set, he was accustomed to calculated beauty models selected for symmetrical features, directors hired for prestigious awards. What he witnessed now was something entirely different. Elena moved with uninhibited joy, her face transformed by genuine emotion. She sang with her eyes closed, occasionally laughing at herself when she missed a note. There was something so honest about her that Adrian couldn't look away. "Who is she?" whispered to himself. The song ended, and Elena did. A final, dramatic bow to her imaginary audience. As she straightened, Adrian slipped away before being noticed, his mind racing with thoughts of the woman who had just unknowingly performed the most authentic moment he'd seen in years. Later that night, in his penthouse overlooking the city lights, Adrian couldn't stop thinking about the production assistant, who disappeared in crowds, but somehow commanded the empty room with her presence. He made a decision he needed to know more about Elena Harper, the woman who danced when she thought no one was watching. The following morning, Adrian Cole sat in his minimalist office, the wall of windows framing the city skyline like artwork. His executive assistant, Olivia Thornton, placed a folder on his glass desk. "Everything you requested on Elena Harper, sir," she said with a raised eyebrow. "Though I'm curious why you need information on a production assistant." Adrian's fingers tapped thoughtfully against the folder. "The dailies from yesterday's shoot-tie. Want to review them personally?" Olivia nodded, though her expression suggested she knew there was more to the request. "They'll be ready in an hour. Director Weston is concerned about your unusual interest in the raw footage. Tell Weston I'm paying $40 million for this campaign." "I can review whatever I want," Adrian replied, his tone ending further discussion. Alone again, Adrian opened the folder. Elena Harper, 28. Graduate of State University with a degree in film studies. 5 years at Pinnacle Productions, always in supporting roles, despite consistently positive performance reviews. Lived in a small apartment in the less fashionable part of the city. No social media presence to speak of. It's unremarkable on paper. Yet something about her had captured his attention completely. When the unedited footage arrived, Adrian dismissed his staff and locked the door. He fast-forwarded through the day's filming until he found what he was looking for: Elena's private moment. Watching it again, he felt the same stirring of interest. In a world where everyone performed for his benefit, her authenticity was magnetic. "Sir," Olivia's voice came through the intercom, interrupting his thoughts. "Ms. Harper wasn't supposed to be on camera. Legal is concerned about using any footage with staff without proper releases. Adrian smiled. Perfect. Arrange a meeting. With her tomorrow? Tell her it's about... expanding her role. Across town, Alina was organizing equipment when her supervisor approached, looking puzzled. Harper, something strange just came down from corporate. You're wanted at Cole Enterprises tomorrow morning. Apparently Mr. Cole himself requested you. Alina nearly dropped the lens she was cleaning. There must be a mistake. No mistake. 9 a.m., Cole Tower, wear something professional. That night, Alina stood before her closet in panic. Between her roommate Rebecca's theatrical suggestions and her own anxiety, she finally settled on her only decent blazer over a simple blouse. What do you think a billionaire wants with me? Alina asked, as Rebecca helped smooth her hair. Maybe he's secretly a talent scout, Rebecca teased. Or maybe he fell madly in love with you from afar. Alina rolled her eyes. Be serious. More likely I'm getting fired for some mistake I don't even know I made. The next morning, Alina entered the intimidating glass tower, her reflection fractured in 1,000 mirrored surfaces. The elevator ascended silently to the 50th floor, where Olivia met her with a professional smile. It's Harper. Mr. Cole is expecting you. When Alina entered the spacious office, Adrian was standing by the window. He turned, and their eyes met for the first time. Something flashed across his face. Recognition, interest, and something else Alina couldn't identify. Ms. Harper, he said, his voice warmer than she expected. Thank you for coming. I have a proposition that might surprise you. A creative consultant? Alina echoed, her fingers nervously twisting in her lap as she sat across from Adrian in his cavernous office. Mr. Cole, I'm just a production assistant. Adrian leaned forward, his blue eyes intense. I've reviewed your background, Ms. Harper, your film studies degree, your eye for detail. Pinnacle campaign needs... authenticity. Something you understand better than anyone I've met. Alina swallowed hard. Was this really happening? I don't understand how you would know anything about IC more than people realize, Adrian interrupted, a slight smile playing at his lips. Do you accept the position? Triple your current salary? Direct access to the creative team? Despite her suspicions about this sudden opportunity, Alina couldn't refuse. Yes, she said quietly. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Cole. 2 days later, Alina found herself in the luxury brand's creative headquarters, assigned a glass-walled office. That made her feel perpetually exposed. Tessa Williams, the razor-sharp creative director, made no effort to hide her displeasure. So you're Cole's special project? Tessa said, eyeing Alina's modest clothing. Interesting choice. I'm here to work, Alina replied, straightening her shoulders. And I have some ideas about the authenticity angle for the campaign. Tessa laughed. Honey, we're selling the fantasy, not reality. But sure, impress me. Over the next 3 weeks, Alina gradually found her voice. Meetings, she would quietly suggest alternatives to the glossy, perfect images that had become Pinnacle's trademark. Surprisingly, Adrian appeared at these meetings. Regularly, something Tessa noted was unprecedented. He never comes to creative reviews, Tessa whispered during one session. What exactly is going on between you two? Nothing, Alina insisted, though she couldn't deny the electricity she felt whenever Adrian entered a room. He would seek her opinion, valuing her perspective in ways no one ever had before. After one particularly long meeting, Alina stayed behind, organizing her notes when Adrian approached. Walk with me, he said. Not quite a question. They ended up on the building's rooftop garden, the evening sky painting everything in soft purple light. Adrian seemed different, here less the untouchable billionaire, more a man with thoughts he couldn't express. Why me? Alina finally asked. There are dozens of people more qualified. Adrian was quiet for a moment. Everyone shows me what they think I want to see. Calculated, curated versions of themselves, but you... He trailed off, and Alina felt exposed, wondering exactly what he meant. Before she could ask, his phone rang, shattering the moment. I have to take this, he said apologetically. Dinner tomorrow? To discuss the campaign, of course? Alina nodded. Watching him walk away, wondering if it was really just the campaign he wanted to discuss. and more troublingly, wondering why the thought of dining with Adrian Cole sent her heart racing in ways she'd never experienced before. That night, Rebecca listened to Elena's story with widening eyes. "He's interested in you, Elena. This is like a movie." "Don't be ridiculous," Elena replied, though something fluttered in her chest. "He's Adrian Cole. He dates supermodels and actresses." "And yet," Rebecca said with a knowing smile, "he's taking you to dinner tomorrow." Rain tapped against the windows of the exclusive restaurant where Elena sat across from Adrian, candlelight casting shadows across his face. The establishment had been cleared of other patrons, a fact that made Elena's anxiety spike. "Is this how you always dine?" she asked, gesturing to the empty restaurant, completely alone. Adrian's smile held a touch of sadness. "Privacy becomes a necessity when people watch your every move. Does it make you uncomfortable?" "Everything about this makes me uncomfortable," Elena admitted, surprising herself with her honesty. "I don't belong in your world, Mr. Cole," Adrian, he corrected gently. "And perhaps that's exactly why I find your presence so refreshing. Tell me something real, Elena." Over plates of exquisitely prepared food that Elena was too nervous to properly taste, they talked. Adrian spoke of the isolation of wealth, of relationships built on transactions rather than connection. Elena shared her dreams of storytelling, of capturing genuine human moments. "I grew up with nothing," she said. "My mother worked 3 jobs. There was no room for pretense in our lives." Adrian listened with rare intensity. "That explains it." "Explains what?" He hesitated. "Why you're different." As the evening progressed, Elena felt walls coming down between them. The billionaire CEO transformed into simply Adrian, a man with vulnerabilities and doubts beneath his confident exterior. Walking her home despite her protests, Adrian paused beneath the awning of her apartment building. "Thank you," he said softly. "For what?" "For not treating me like Adrian Cole, billionaire. Just ... Adrian." His hand brushed hers, sending electricity through her fingertips. Before Elena could process what was happening, he leaned down and kissed her cheek, a gesture so gentle, it nearly undid her. "Good night, Elena Harper." The following weeks became a delicate dance. Professionally, Elena found her confidence growing as Adrian championed her ideas for the campaign. They began featuring real people alongside models, capturing authentic moments of joy and connection. Personally, the boundaries between them blurred. Impromptu dinners, late-night conversations in his office, shared car rides home. Each interaction pulled them closer, yet Elena maintained a careful distance, afraid of misreading the situation. "He's the boss, Rebecca," Elena insisted one night. After returning from another evening with Adrian, "There are 1,000 reasons why this can't happen. And yet it is happening," Rebecca pointed out. "The question is, are you brave enough to let it?" Their worlds collided when Adrian invited Elena to a charity gala, officially as his creative consultant, unofficially as something neither could define. Dressed in a borrowed gown that made her feel like an imposter, Elena entered Adrian's world of wealth and privilege. "Everyone's staring," she whispered as they entered the ballroom. Adrian's single quotes hand pressed gently against her lower back. "Let them stare. You're the only one I see." Later, as they danced, Adrian held her closer than professionalism would dictate. "Do you know what fascinates me about you, Elena?" He murmured against her hair. "What?" she asked, heart pounding. "Your courage to be exactly who you are." Elena pulled back slightly, confusion crossing her face. "What do you mean?" Adrian's expression changed, as though he'd said too much. The moment shattered when Tessa approached, her smile not reaching her eyes. "Adrian, darling, the board members are asking for you," she said, pointedly ignoring Elena. As Adrian was pulled away, Elena overheard a whispered comment. "Really, Adrian? Your little project is getting out of hand." Doubt flooded Elena's mind. Was she just a project to him? A novelty that would wear off? And what exactly did he see in her that she couldn't see herself? The Pinnacle campaign launch party filled the grand ballroom with beautiful people in expensive clothes. Massive screens displayed the new advertisements models alongside everyday people, all capturing moments of genuine emotion. Alina stood in the corner, pride mixed with unease as she watched her creative vision come to life. It had been 3 days since the gala. 3 days of distance between her and Adrian. Her doubts had built walls that she didn't know how to dismantle. Perhaps it was better this way. Their worlds were too different, the power imbalance too great. "Your concept resonated with everyone," said Director Weston, approaching with a glass of champagne. "Cole was right about you." Lena smiled politely, though the praise felt hollow. "Thank you. If you'll excuse me." She slipped away, needing air, and found herself in a quiet hallway lined with framed photographs from previous campaigns. The contrast between the old, glossy perfection and the new, authentic approach was striking. "Hiding from your success?" Adrian's voice came from behind her. Alina turned, her heart betraying her with its quickened pace. "Congratulations on the campaign's reception," she said formally. Adrian studied her, his expression unreadable. "You're pulling away." "I'm being realistic," Alina replied. "Whatever this is between us, ... it can't work. You're Adrian Cole, and I'm the woman who danced when she thought no one was watching," interrupted softly. Alina froze. "What did you say, Adrian?" Took a step closer. "That first night after the shoot, everyone had left, or so you thought. You played music and danced, you sang. You were completely yourself." Understanding dawned on Alina, hot embarrassment flooding her cheeks. "You saw me? The camera was still running?" Adrian nodded. "I came back for something I'd forgotten. I saw the most beautiful thing I'd ever witnessed, someone with no pretense, no performance. So that's why you hired me. Because you saw me making a fool of myself?" Lena's voice trembled with humiliation. "Gosh, I saw truth," Adrian corrected, taking her hands in his. "Lena, do you know what it's like to be surrounded by people who only show you what they think you want to see? Every relationship calculated, every interaction measured." Tears threatened at the corners of Elena's eyes. "Why didn't you tell me? I wanted to know you first. To see if the person I glimpsed that night was real." His fingers tightened around hers. "You are." Elena pulled her hands away. "I feel like I've been under observation this whole time." "It wasn't my intention," Adrian said, regret evident in his voice. "The world sees me as powerful, untouchable, but when I saw you behind that camera, I saw the truth I've been searching for my whole life." Something in his vulnerability reached Alina. "And what truth is that?" "That real beauty exists in authenticity. In being exactly who you are without apology." Adrian stepped closer. "I'm not offering you a fantasy, Alina. I'm offering something real." Alina looked up at him, seeing not the billionaire CEO, but simply the man flawed, hopeful, and as afraid of rejection as she was. "I don't know how to fit into your world," she whispered. Adrian smiled. "Then we'll create our own." Slowly, Alina reached up to touch his face, the barriers between them finally crumbling. "The camera doesn't lie," she said softly. "No, Adrian," agreed, drawing her closer. It caught the moment that changed everything. As their lips met, Alina realized that the one moment she thought no one had witnessed had become the beginning of something. Neither of them had expected to find a love, built not on illusion, but on the courage to be seen for exactly who they were.